Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all really well. I hope you're having a great time at home, doing lots of lovely home learning. I hope those of you in school are working super duper hard. So I have got the pleasure of doing your assembly today. So I'm going to share my screen with you because I've got something very interesting to teach you about. Okay, so today we are going to have a look at Martin Luther King Day. Now, you may have heard of Martin Luther King before. You might not have done. That's okay, because you're going to learn all about him today. So we are going to understand who Martin Luther King was and why he is remembered through the celebration of a national holiday in America. So, first of all, we're going to think about fairness and what is fair. So, first thing I would like you to do, if you are at home or if you're at school, I would like you now to stand up if you have blue eyes. Standing up? Okay, those of you that are stood up, excellent news. You get an extra playtime today. Is that fair? Okay, I'm going to let you now, if you are stood up, I'm going to let you have the choice to vote whether or not the other children who are sat on the carpet or the other members of your family, I'm going to let you decide whether they get to go out for playtime as well. So what did you decide? Did you decide to make it fair? Did you decide to let everybody have a playtime? Now, you can sit back down now. Okay, what have I just done? And was that fair? Talk to your partner quickly. Do you think what I did was fair? I think it was very unfair. I only let those children with blue eyes have a vote. I let them decide what was going to happen to everybody else. Now, I'm going to explain to you why I did this, because fairness is a big part of our assembly today. So, Martin Luther King Day. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is an American national holiday marking the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr. He was born on January the 15th in 1929. So that's just over 90 years ago. It's held on the third Monday of January every year. So in America, they get a day off school. So they wouldn't be going to school on the 15th of January because they would be celebrating Martin Luther King Day, a bit like we have bank holidays over here sometimes. We're going to have a little look at America in the 1960s now. Up until the 1960s, African Americans in some states of the United States could not vote in elections. There were separate sections for African Americans on public transport, parks, restaurants, and even separate toilets. In some states, African American children were denied an education or had to go to separate schools from their white peers. These schools were often poorly funded and equipped. African Americans were usually in badly paid work and lived in the poorest areas. Some African American adults and children were killed, beaten up, threatened, and wrongfully put in prison. I just want to go back to the bit where it said about African American children were denied an education, or they had to go to a separate school. Just have a little think or talk to the person around you. How do you think that would make you feel if you were told you couldn't go to the same school as everybody else? I don't think I'd feel very good if I got sent somewhere else. So again, that's thinking back to the fairness that we were talking about earlier. It's very unfair. There is no fairness at that time. So who was Martin Luther King? Martin Luther King was a Christian who was determined to make sure that all Americans had the same rights regardless of their race. So he didn't care where people came from or what people looked like. He thought everybody should be equal. He became a civil rights activist early in his career. This meant that he campaigned for the improved rights of people. On October the 14th in 1964, King received the Nobel Peace Prize for combating racial inequality through non-violence. The 1955 bus boycott. Now, some of you might remember us talking about this before, because this was when a very important lady that we've definitely talked about in year one, Rosa Parks, was around. So in 1955, Rosa Parks, an African-American woman, was arrested after refusing to give up her seat on the bus to a white man in the city where Martin Luther King preached. King called on African Americans to protest by not travelling on buses in the city. I wonder if you know what protest means. So a protest is where you refuse to do something, or you encourage other people to not join in with something, to make a point, to really get your point across that you're not happy with something. The boycott lasted for 385 days. Now that's just over a year. So that's a long, long time that people didn't go on buses. The situation became so tense that King's house was bombed and he was arrested by the police. So he got into a lot of trouble for telling people not to go on buses. The boycott concluded with a United States court ruling that ended racial segregation on all Montgomery police public buses. So the protest really worked. So it meant that there was no longer allowed to be a separation or separate seats for people to sit on. Martin Luther King's role in the bus boycott transformed him into a national figure and the best-known spokesman of the American civil rights movement. King went on to organise other non-violent demonstrations against the unfair treatment of African Americans. When the authorities used force to end these peaceful protests, King gained even more support. So Martin Luther King did all these protests very calmly. There was no fighting. It was what we call a peaceful protest. But sometimes the police or the army might have come in and may have become quite violent. And because of that, people actually started to support Martin Luther King even more. In 1963, he led a huge march on Washington, D.C. That's the capital of the United States. Here, in front of a crowd of 250,000 people, Martin Luther King made his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Here is a short extract. "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the colour of their skin, but by the content of their character." So he really wanted people to respect each other and to judge them on the way they were as a person, not what they looked like or where they came from, more about them as a person. Now, I believe you can look at his speech. So if you did want to watch it, you could probably find it on YouTube. So maybe ask your mums or dads or an adult at your home to find it for you. Amazing achievements. In 1964, King received the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to end racial prejudice in the United States. The US government brought in laws to ensure equal rights for all US citizens and to give everybody the chance to vote. Tragically, a few years later, in 1968, Martin was murdered. And about 300,000 people went to his funeral. It's because of Martin Luther King and others like him that people in the United States have equal rights today, although there's still a very long way to go. So we're going to just do a little reflection. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to think about each of these questions that are going to come up. So why did Martin Luther King want to make changes in the United States? So you might be using words like rights or justice, equality, and maybe even fairness in your answer there. Why do you think that I only allowed the children with blue eyes to vote and sit down? Excellent. I wanted you to think about how unfair life can be when not everybody has their rights respected. What should I have done so that I was not being unfair to one group of children? Brilliant. I should have let everybody have a go at voting so that it was fair amongst everybody. In what other ways should there be equality in the world? So hopefully you had a little think about how everybody should be treated equally, no matter whether they're a boy or a girl. It doesn't matter what religion they follow. You might have said whether they are good at something or not good at something. Everybody should be treated the same. And how can we encourage equality in this school? So you might come up with some ideas of things that we could do to encourage equality. Now, we do already pride ourselves on being a very equal school. And if you think about the Rights Respecting Award that Mr. K is going for the school, that links us back to your rights as children and our rights as adults. So think about those things that we've been covering already in school. So that is the end of the PowerPoint. Now, I hope you really enjoyed that, and I hope you found out something maybe that you didn't know before. I know I certainly found out a few extra things. I hope you have a really, really good rest of your week, and I do hope to see you all soon. I know that you're all working really, really hard, and you should all be really proud of yourselves for getting on so well at home with your homeschool learning. I'm so super proud of you. Keep up the great work, and hopefully we'll see each other soon.